Hi children, good morning. Today we are discussing Newton's second law of motion. Okay, so before discussing second law of motion, one more time I want to discuss inertia and its measure. Yesterday some children asked me, sir, once again to explain inertia. Yes, what is inertia? First of all, inertia is the nature of the body. Inertia is the nature of the body to resist or to oppose, to change its position. To resist, also called oppose. To oppose. To oppose, to change its state. To change its state or its position. These positions are three. What are those? Rest, it is a position. Motion, it is a position. And direction, it is a position. See now, objects either in the rest position or in the motion or in a direction. So if an object to oppose, to change its position, rest, then it is called inertia of rest. Okay, if an object to oppose, to change its position, rest, that is called inertia of rest. Now inertia of motion, the object which resists or to oppose, which opposes to change its motion, to change its motion means if object is in already in the motion, it always tries to be in that motion only. For example, if a ball rolls on the ground, it tries to go in the direction only, but due to the frictional force between the ground and the ball will be stopped after some time. Is it or not? So in the case of external forces only, the motion of this body will be stopped. But otherwise, if there is no friction, if the surface is frictionless, definitely the ball will go in the same direction. Is it or not? So here this object is in the motion. For example, it opposes to change its position. That is called inertia motion. The same like direction also. Means ceiling fan, best example, ceiling fan, it will be in the circular motion. Is it or not? It rotates. Okay, so the direction of the wing always in the circular position only. If anything happens by chance, if one of the wing is detached, then what will be its direction? Tangential, you know very well. Okay, so until then it always tries to be in the circular motion, that is in that particular direction only. So for this one I told yesterday only that best example, if we are in a car or in the bus which is taking a turn, what will happen? For example, a van is going in this direction. On this one stone is there, on that van one stone is there. When this truck takes turn, definitely the stone will go in this direction. Is it or not? So this is due to inertia of direction. Okay, so this is simply about inertia and its types. Now how can we measure inertia? See here children, heavier objects, lighter objects. Just I took some examples. For heavier objects, if you consider a train or a truck, etc., definitely these are heavier objects only, no doubt. Heavier in the sense they have more mass. Lighter objects like cycle, rickshaw, etc., these are lighter, means lightweight when compared to these. Then they have less mass. Is it or not? So heavier objects has more mass. Heavier objects, they have more mass, means more inertia. Lighter objects have less mass, means less inertia. So I think you understood. Mass is the measure of inertia. Mass is measure of inertia, means heavier objects has more inertia, lighter objects have less inertia. Less mass means less inertia, means they cannot oppose to change its position. But heavier objects they oppose, definitely, because we can't push a standing train or truck. Is it or not? Because they have more inertia of rest. Even in the motion also we can't change, no, because they are heavier objects. That's why they have heavier inertia, means more inertia. Lighter objects, less inertia, means they try to oppose but they cannot. See, we can push a cycle in the standing or in the motion also, no problem, or even rickshaw also can be pulled by us, but we can't push or pull these objects because heavier objects. That's why more inertia. So what is the measure of inertia? Mass is measure of inertia. Mass is measure of inertia. Okay, ma'am. So what is the SI unit of inertia? SI unit of inertia is kg only, because what is the unit of mass? That is only unit of inertia. So inertia is measured in terms of kilogram or kg. Now second law of motion. Before discussing Newton's second law of motion, we have to discuss one more important factor and phenomenon, that is momentum. Okay, now. So what is momentum? See here now. For example, it is a truck. It is a truck. It has more mass. You know very well. Okay. For example, if it has, for example, 2 ton. Okay, now 2 ton means 2000 kg. 2 ton or 2000 kg mass. Okay. If it is at rest position, if it is at rest, it doesn't harm to anybody. Is it or not? No impact. No impact on anyone. But if the same object, the same truck, if it moves with velocity even 5 meter per second, 5 meter per second velocity also, definitely it kills a person, even with this speed also. See, what is the difference? In the rest position means velocity 0, no impact. But if it attains some velocity like 5 meter per second also, definitely there is an impact. Is it or not? Coming to bullet. Its mass will be just in the grams only, either 50 grams or 70, 80 grams, like that only. Okay, no? But if it moves with certain velocity, 100 meter per second, like that, definitely there will be an impact. Definitely there will be an impact. See Nanna here, mass is there, velocity is there. Okay Nanna, here mass is there, rest position is there. What is the difference? Newton gave this idea. What is that idea? Definitely every massive object with certain velocity has its impact on other bodies. Okay, what is that one, Nanna? Every massive object means what? Every object has certain mass, no? This cap has certain mass, this one has certain mass. So every massive object with certain velocity, it gives certain impact on other bodies. This product of mass and velocity is called momentum. Its symbol is P. P means what? Momentum. Momentum means what? The product of mass and velocity. Okay, Nanda? Now, what is the unit of momentum? What is the unit of momentum? We know very well, mass means kilogram, velocity meter per second. That's why SI unit of momentum is kg meter per second. Okay, Nanda? What is momentum? The product of mass and velocity is called momentum. See, Nanda? It is lightweight object only. It doesn't harm. But if I throw this one onto a certain person with force, with certain velocity, definitely it causes certain effect, no? So that is only momentum. So here, momentum will be depend on not only mass, not only velocity. It is combined effect. Okay. If anything is 0, definitely momentum will be 0. Any case, mass never be 0. That's true. In the universe, mass will be, no massless object will be there. Okay. So if velocity is 0, momentum will be 0. Okay. So what is the use of momentum in the case of Newton's second law of motion. Okay, so first of all, what is momentum? Momentum is nothing but product of mass and velocity. Okay, now as you know very well children, cycle, yes, here cycle has certain mass. Okay, how it attains velocity? By applying certain force on, you know, is it or not? By applying certain force on the pedal. Okay, if you apply certain force on the pedal, definitely the magnitude of velocity changes. Okay, if you apply more force on the pedal, more velocity, then automatically momentum only changing, no? Is it or not? So more pedaling means we are creating more momentum. Is it or not? So that's why we can relate force with momentum. Okay, not only that one more thing, time also. If we apply large force, more time, then more momentum. Is it or not? And if you apply less time only, then there will be less impact. Children, we know types of velocities: initial velocity u, final velocity is v. Okay, so the product of mass into initial velocity is called initial momentum, pi. The product of mass into final velocity, that is called final momentum. So here the momentum will be changed based on force. Is it or not? That's why more force, more change in the momentum. Because if initial velocity, for example, 20 meter per second, by pedaling more it may increase to 30 meter per second. So this is u, this is v. Is it or not? So f is directly proportional to delta p. Delta means change, that's it. So f is directly proportional to delta p means what? Change. Change means mv minus mu. Delta means it is a symbol to indicate change. So what is that change? Final momentum minus initial momentum. Final, we know pf means mass into final velocity minus initial velocity. So in this both case m is common. So m, if you take common, v minus u. Okay, and just I told time also. So with respect to time, the force is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. Okay, Rana? So we know v minus u by t is called acceleration. Okay, f is proportional to mass into acceleration. If you multiply with a certain constant, then it is become equal to kma. If k is equal to 1, then it becomes f is equal to ma. This is Newton's second law of motion. F equal to ma relation gives Newton's second law of motion. This is very important relation. Once you have to refer in the textbook.